This episode is brought to you in part by Hybrid Light. Durable, environmentally friendly, and guaranteed for life. Visit hybridlight.com. And Sheffield Financial. Specialized equipment financing for work, play, and everything in between. Visit sheffieldfinancial.com.
Hey Jeff, man, we've been talking about getting together and duck hunting on Reelfoot Lake for many years. Folks, I'm with Jeff Riddle, a professional guide and professional crappie angler here on Reelfoot Lake. And Jeff and I have been friends for a long, long time, but this is the first time we've ever got to duck hunt together, so I'm excited, man.
I am too. Like I said, if the birds fly today, we ought to have a good day.
Well,
we got good conditions for it.
Yeah, I know y'all picked up some new birds on this cold front that we've got. It's rained the last 3 days. The birds should get up and fly and go feed, and so we should see a lot. But we're going to have a great time no matter what happens, and I appreciate you taking us.
Thank you.
All right, let's go get them.
"5 a.m. can't come soon enough for folks like these. There's more than just a job to do, so they hit their knees. They sure take pride in everything they do. And there's no challenge that they won't work through. So they tirelessly keep going on. They work their fingers to the bone. They spend way too much time afield and away from home. You can be sure they know what all this hard work is for. So now we honor you as legends of the outdoors.
Jeff Malcolm's putting these crappie. Now you said these are Reelfoot Lake crappie.
Oh, yes, sir.
You caught these?
Yes, they were caught this fall.
Man, I tell you what, I can't wait. So I know that you're a crappie guide here on Reelfoot Lake and you carry people fishing in other lakes and stuff, but you won a national championship. Tell me when that was.
It was 2 years ago. It was 2019. We were fishing on Darbone Lake in Louisiana. It was the first 3-day tournament they've ever had, you know, with elimination, start with 100 field, go to 50, and 25 the last day. And I just feel fortunate that we lucked up and found some good fish and were able to do that.
Now you got a partner that was fishing with you during that?
Yes, sir, Tony Hughes. We grew up together. We've been friends forever, and when we're fishing tournaments, we like to fight a lot. You know, everybody's got their ideal now.
Progressive arguing.
Yeah, we do good. We do good together, yeah.
Well, we're going to eat some of these Reelfoot Lake crappie that you caught and you provided for us here at the Duck Blind. Malcolm is cooking them up, and boy, they're already smelling good, Malcolm.
Oh, thank you.
And I think he said he had some coleslaw and some French fries to go with them.
And some white beans with some country ham in it. We're going to eat good. The ducks might not always fly, but we're going to eat a good meal.
Well, you know, I think that's why most of us duck hunt. You know, it's always a good time. Camaraderie is always great in the duck blind, and it really doesn't matter how many ducks you get, as long as you get to do this right here. This
that's right. I agree. Which I like to kill ducks too, but you don't always get to.
Looks like he's done this before.
A couple times. And while y'all are doing this, I think I'm going to get up there and look for a duck.
All right. Well, we got this handled.
All right. might not always kill ducks, but we're gonna eat good.
Hey Abby, I want to tell you about a really neat contest that we're running on Legends of the Outdoors TV for our sponsor, Hybrid Lights. Anyone that's watching our show after episode 6 can go on hybridlight.com and say, I seen the light or I found the light. Every episode, we're going to have a hybrid light somewhere in that episode. And when you see it, you click on hybridlight.com and tell them that you've seen the light and where you seen it at. And that will automatically put you in for a contest where one winner will win a great box full of Hybrid Light products.
Wow, whoever wins is lucky.
They are lucky, and I tell you what, this is some of the neat products. You can charge your phone with these.
Wow.
They charge, most of their products charged by solar or through plugging them into the wall through a USB port or just a straight plug. So hybridlights.com, click on it and find out all about the Legends of the Outdoors TV. I found the light.
Tired of pushing that old lawnmower? Don't go another season without the equipment you need to do the jobs that are important to you. At Sheffield Financial, we specialize in helping our customers get what they need. The easy application and fast approval process makes financing your outdoor power equipment easy. Don't go another season without the equipment you need. Check out SheffieldFinancial.com today.
This segment is brought to you in part by Mossy Oak. No one knows hunters like Mossy Oak. Visit mossyoak.com. And Frog Togs. Breathable, affordable, and lightweight. Visit frogtogs.com.
I'm here with my good friend Ray. Ray, man, good to have you on the Legends of the Outdoors show.
Great to be here.
Now, guys, if you don't know who Ray is, you've probably not been around turkey hunting. You've probably not been around a lot of things in the outdoors. This guy right here, Ray, how many world championships have you won turkey calling?
I have no idea.
It's been a lot, hasn't it?
I've competed for a lot of years, national, grand national, world championships.
I know you did, and you're an outdoor writer. You're a radio celebrity. You've had your radio show, I think you told me, for 20, 21 years.
22 years.
And you used to do a 2-hour radio show.
Right.
That's 1 hour long, but you're going out across the radio waves in a lot of different areas. But the main thing that Ray is you're a turkey hunter. Tell us a little bit about how you got started turkey hunting and what age when you killed your first one.
Well, I was 9 years old when I took my first turkey. I was real fortunate, Gary, that I grew up in a hunting family. And then I got involved in the calling. I loved the aspect of calling turkeys. So I started building my own calls, because in the Ozarks, you couldn't buy calls. So everybody either called with their voice or built their own calls. So I built my own calls, and I started entering local turkey calling contests. Well, I won a few of those, and people came up and said, hey, where'd you get that call? So next thing you know, I'm building some calls for people. Then the guy at the local store says, hey, why don't you bring some of those down here? That's kind of how it all started. So I took some calls down there. Then he calls me up and says, come in here and show these people how to use these. So I'd go to the store and give a demonstration. Next thing I know, they called it a seminar.
Right.
A gentleman showed up at a local Walmart, like 1977, in a suit, and was standing there at a group of people. And when I got done, he said, could I talk to you? He said, we do a continuing education at the college. We're doing a turkey hunting program, and our speaker can't make it this year. Would you be interested? I said, I guess. And so he took me up there and threw me out on the stage in front of 300 people, and I started going down in flames, and I told a story about turkey hunting. Everybody laughed, and I never looked back.
There you go. Well, you know, when I first met you, of course, Ray is one of the biggest names in the turkey hunting industry, without a doubt. You're an icon in the industry, and we're certainly proud to have you as one of our Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame members, and very, very deservingly. But, you know, when I thought about turkey hunting, there were several guys I thought of. You know, I thought of Harold Knight, and David Hale,
yes.
Brendan Valentine, and Ray of course. You know, there's all kinds of people in our industry of hunting and fishing, and each one of them have made a name for themselves in a specific area. But turkey hunting was something that always intrigued me. I started turkey hunting at a very young age, but we didn't have the turkeys like you guys had in Northwest Tennessee where I grew up. But when we started getting them, it really started intriguing me, and finding videos and cassette tapes back then, and you know, there'd be one here of Ray Eye, or there'd be one of Harold Knight, David Hale, or someone else in our turkey calling industry, and that's all we had to learn from, you know, other than going out and listening to the turkeys.
Because you know, Gary, in the early days, people didn't share information.
Not at all.
If somebody killed a turkey, they wouldn't tell you how they killed a turkey.
Or where they killed it.
And I was fortunate because I was in the Ozarks, and we had wild turkeys. People came from all over to come to the Ozarks to hunt turkeys.
Right.
So I grew up around turkeys. There was turkeys on my grandpa's farm in the 1950s.
Wow.
So we had turkeys my entire life growing up. So it's a different world. You know, nobody would share any information. And you know, to me, hey, how'd you kill a turkey? Well, this is what I did, you know, and this is what I do, and I found a niche in the industry for teaching people, but having fun. I learned that if you can educate people if you entertain them and you make them laugh.
Right, absolutely.
You can do a great job with it.
Folks, we'll be right back with Legends of the Outdoors TV. Ray Eye, turkey hunting legend. Stick around.
I signed my name on a dotted line, and it was good. The cows got milked at supper time, and it was good. The moon twinkled high in the southern sky, and it was good. Now the honeymoon's over, it just up and died, but it was good. All the good times and the bad, the best times I ever had.
Hey folks, I want to tell you about a brand new reel and gun oil created by my friend Jeff Milam called 80 Below. Jeff, tell me a little bit about the product.
80 Below was a product that's built to really withstand Mother Nature. Anything it throws at it, minus 80 degrees on the cold side and up to 465 high side. Really, if you like to hunt cold weather or fish in cold weather, it's an excellent product.
80 Below gun and reel oil. You got to have this if you hunt and fish.
This segment is brought to you in part by B&M Poles, the leading crappie pole in the world. Visit bnmpoles.com. And Vortex Optics. Life happens, which is why Vortex products come with an unlimited lifetime warranty. Visit vortexoptics.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Legends of the Outdoors TV. This segment of the Legends of the Outdoors, I have my guest and my friend Ray Eye, turkey hunting icon. Ray, I know you've traveled all over the country turkey hunting and some other places. Tell us a little bit about your travels.
Hunted 43 states, and one of my favorite states is Hawaii, and I've hunted the ocellated turkey. I've hunted the Gould's turkey in Old Mexico, and Hawaii is probably my favorite state to hunt. You know, where else can you go and have luau and hula girls and go up on the mountain and hunt wild turkeys, and it's beautiful in Hawaii. I got a great friend over there, John Sabati. I've been hunting with him for over 20 years, and just great time. Every state I've ever went to is enjoyable to hunt turkeys, and I like the difference in terrain to hunt turkeys. But Hawaii is pretty cool, but sometimes it's really difficult to find anything better than my Missouri Ozarks.
Oh, I understand it. If you can kill a turkey in Missouri and the Ozarks, you can hunt turkeys just about anywhere too, because that's some of the hardest hunting in America, hunting on that public ground. And there's, when you started turkey hunting though, I can imagine that there was not near as many turkey hunters as there are today.
Oh, there wasn't. There was hardly any turkey hunters.
Right.
You could hunt an area all season and never see another hunter. And that changed over years. It got more popular, and the turkeys were concentrated in our Ozarks, so people came from all over to hunt there. And then with the national magazine coverage and things started teaching about turkey hunting, then people descended on the Ozarks, and it was full of people. Finally, when the turkey populations expanded and went elsewhere, it finally lessened up. It was really tough for a while. You couldn't find a place to park.
Right. Well, I'm going to switch gears here just for a minute. We're going to get back to the turkey hunting, but I want to ask you, you've been doing this radio show out of the St. Louis area for over 20 years, and I know you've had a lot of great guests. Tell us a couple of stories really quick about some of the funniest guests you've had, funniest moments.
Oh, funniest moments, I could go on forever. A couple of them I can't tell you on television.
I bet that's right.
I've had great guests. Ted Nugent, of course. I've had you on, Gary.
Right.
Cuz Strickland, had him in the studio, and I had the Drury Boys. I mean, I could go on and on. There's a lot of things that go on live radio. There's nothing like live radio as far as I'm concerned. Something I always talk about is when I was interviewed about doing live radio, and the guy says, well, tell me about live radio. I said, well, you get to have a lot of fun, eat a lot of great food, and it's spontaneous. You just fly off the cuff.
Right.
And I said, with the industry, working in industry, I have a lot of great guests. And I said, then when you put all that together, and then they give you money.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Well, I've been glad to be on your radio show several times, and we always had a great time. And there's no editing in live radio.
No.
You just go with what you got, and somebody slips up, you just keep going.
You just keep going. That's just the way it is.
Right. You just keep going. So, well, Ray, I want to ask you before we close with this segment. I know you've got a couple of tips for folks out there that maybe are beginners getting started turkey hunting, or maybe some of the old guys like me that love to get out there and hunt. So what would you tell the audience here on Legends of the Outdoors if you was to give them a tip or two about turkey hunting?
Patience and to slow down. Everybody's in a hurry. Today's world's fast food, drive-thrus, everybody's in a hurry. You're on turkey time. I always tell my hunters, slow down, let it unfold, take your time, and have a lot of patience, and let it happen.
Wow, well, that's great. Man, thank you so much for coming on Legends of the Outdoors. We'll see you right back here in just a few minutes. This is. Hi, girl. Hi, girl. What you doing? Hey, folks. I want to introduce you to a brand new product created by my friend Steve Mosley. Steve, BioPro-Green was created by you. Tell us a little bit about what it does and why.
BioPro-Green is made from a specialized group of products that helps enhance your food plot. It increases the protein, it increases the biomass, and it will help draw wildlife to your food plot.
BioPro-Green will enhance your food plots and help bring wildlife to your properties.
This segment is brought to you in part by Paris Henry County Chamber of Commerce. For more information, visit paristnchamber.com. And Mossberg. Safety and safe firearm handling is everyone's responsibility. Visit mossberg.com.
Abby, we got us a duck. This is a Drake Gadwall. Looks like a young Drake because his feathers on the wings haven't colored out yet. A beautiful duck, great table fare. This duck will be delicious to eat, but you were asking me and Jeff both about the techniques that we use in calling ducks, and and what we say when and how we do it. So I wanted to kind of go over a little demonstration on the duck calling. I've got several duck calls here, and then you see some goose calls. And because I hunt in different areas, I use a lot of different calls, whether they're goose calls or duck calls. And each one of these duck calls that I've got have a different tone. So I've got one that I would use in timber, or one I'd use out here. This is kind of an open hole, or one I'd use strictly on open water, which is a higher pitched call. We usually start out when we see a flock of ducks, we'll start out with what we call the hail call, which is a long, kind of drawn out call like this. And it's just a greeting call, you know, that we use. And Jeff, you guys here at Reelfoot use a little different calling technique than we do.
Well, back here where I hunt in the timber like this, I pretty much what you're doing. With our open water blinds, a lot of them still use metal reed calls because they're louder. You know, they can do the high ball, we call it, you know, was what you just done. And they can, a duck can hear them a lot further. But back here, I use two different calls. I've got a real quiet call, and I've got one a little louder that I use. And I don't highball a lot at the ducks. Most of it's just, you know, most of the time in a hole like this, the duck's already seen you. You just got to keep their confidence and coming in and kind of play that game with them.
Yeah. Well, I noticed a while ago, you know, once you get the ducks right over the top of it, you're going to a quieter call, and you're doing maybe a little comeback call, something like. Something like that.
Yeah, right.
And you were doing that when the ducks was right over the hole and when they was circling us. And then you went to feed calls, do your feed call.
Well, these calls here, I've got another one down there that's better, but it's just a. It's just like ducks feeding, you know, and it's a lot better call to use if you're going to call it ducks when they're straight over you. I really don't like to call the ducks straight over me because I don't want them to pinpoint where I'm at.
Right.
I want them to look at the spread and everything else going on.
And not be looking at the duck blind.
And not be looking at the duck blind because usually there's a few heads moving around in the duck blind.
Oh, yeah. Most game have spent all their life, especially if they've got natural enemies, looking for movement, because movement means unsafe conditions for them. You know, a hawk overhead, or in the case of Reelfoot Lake, they've got a lot of eagles, anything that might move, you know, bobcat, something like that. Well, Jeff, I'm gonna switch gears for just a minute because we're hunting here in your blind on Reelfoot Lake, known as one of the waterfowl capitals of the world, especially for ducks. But you've been hunting here all your life.
Yes, yeah, I grew up hunting. Matter of fact, you know, I was probably one of the only people that can say that the original, you know, Johnny Marsh, he hunted in the Katie's Gourd over here. Him and my dad was friends, and I used to hunt with him, and that's kind of where I learned my metal reed duck calling. You know, and a lot of people still use a metal reed call. You know, like I said, open water back here, it don't work as well. But yeah, I've had a duck call in my hand since probably before I could walk.
There you go. Well, you know, when Jeff talks about a metal reed calls are actually just what he's talking about. They're a duck call like these, but instead of having a plastic reed, which mine do, this is metal. Usually it was made out of copper or brass or some kind of metal that could be beat out real thin. A lot of times they would take the brass off of a shotgun hull and they'd lay it out flat and beat it and beat it and beat it until they got it the thickness that they wanted, to where it would make the vibration on the toning board and make the sounds that they wanted to make for the ducks. And it's a really, really distinct sound. If you're hunting close to someone using a Reelfoot type metal reed, you'll know when you hear it. And I remember I used to help Mike McLemore judge the Grand American and the calling contest over here at Reelfoot, and they would have a metal reed calling contest. And
I've helped him judge that a couple of times.
Yeah, I think we judged it together, and the guys would get in that, and you could really hear that distinct sound. But ducks will listen to it.
Yeah, they will. They really will.
Bubba.
Well, I enjoyed having y'all.
Thank you so much for
Thank y'all.
taking
Thank you
us.
very
Looking
much.
forward to coming back.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Here's your life jackets. And Delta, would you let us come back and hunt with you again?
I think so.
Good
You did
girl.
such a good job.
Good girl.
Thank you.
Think she likes Abby.
A little more than you.
Us
Oh,
girls
more,
got
a
to stick
little
together.
That's right. That's
All
right.
All right. Well, man, once again, thank you a bunch for having us. I wish you all the luck in the world for the rest of the season, and hope you have a good crappie season.
Wow.
Maybe we can get over and crappie fish with you.
Sounds good. We need to.
All right. I think Abby'd like to go, and I know I would.
I'm ready.
So,
Sounds like we better carry some food with us. She goes. I heard she didn't like to come off the water.
no, she's catching crappie. She's going to stay on the water.
Yeah.
So. Well, folks, until next time, we'll see you on the Legends of the Outdoors TV.
Legends of the outdoors.
This episode was brought to you in part by Hybrid Light. Durable, environmentally friendly, and guaranteed for life. Visit hybridlight.com. And Sheffield Financial, specialized equipment financing for work, play, and everything in between. Visit sheffieldfinancial.com.